Here. Yeah? See? Hola. I mean, hello. We're in Loja now, and this is the hotel. I mean, not the hotel. This is the Iglesia Santo Domingo, and it's one of the most beautiful churches in Loja. And we'll start here. So if we walk this way, and a little bit. It's warm today in Loja, actually. Sometimes it's a little bit cool in Loja, but now we have a nice shot of the church up here. And it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Okay. Now this is the Plaza de Independencia, and we're in Loja now. So in the distance you can see the mountain. Nice scenery. No tenemos tiempo. Again, we're now in the Mercado Central, and we have a beautiful selection of flowers and fruits. We'll see the fruits too. This is where I come and buy my fruits, and so take a look at this. Loja is known as the capital of music. Yes, talk like a narrator. It's known as the capital of music in Ecuador, and there's some beautiful music. The pasillo is the most used, but here we have flores from todas partes de Ecuador. Of the market, I just want to show you some of the fruits. Here's the papaya of Ecuador. There's the papaya of Ecuador, and there's the mandarins. This is the árbol de tomate, and then we have, the manzanas and the piñas. Up there we have the piñas and stuff. Just every kind of fruit. This is where I come and buy my fruits all the time. It's probably a really good market in Ecuador. And we have the shot down there of all the fruits and all the vendedores. Hola. So, yeah, that's all. Okay, now we're in the Central Park. Well, it's not like New York, but here's the Philambanco. This is where I go and do all my CDs and my polysos. And it's a nice place. And here's where all the young kids hang out. The homeless kids. They come and shine your shoes, and they come and shine your shoes. And voila. La Lustradores de Loja, muy famosa. And then we have the Catedral, the Iglesia de Saraguro.
Sí, la luz.
Now we're looking at the Banco Central. This is where they have the art museum, and they have functions of art. And Loca's a nice town. It's a small town, about 100,000 people. It's like Concord, California, and then so there it is. The Church of the Virgin of Fatima. Fatima is an Arabic word, and I think I like this church and the plaza the most in Ecuador. No, in Loja. And it's just, there's a feeling of serenity here, peacefulness, as you look up at the church. And
Mauricio, la Lola.
then over here we have the convent of the Franciscans and the nice people of Loja. And then yeah, all the monks live up here. It's a very nice, mellow place, and this is one of my favorite places. Yep. So Ramses, where the famous Hotel Ramses, where I was living for about 3 or 4 months, and they have, it's nice because they have decoration of Egypt. You know, they have the Egyptian stuff, and if we walk over here, it's one of the nicest architectural structures in Loja. I was living on the 3rd floor upstairs. It's a nice place. Okay. Vaya Jefe Gringo. Now, here's some of the pasajes, some of the views of the country scenes. Now we're looking at the Podocarpus National Forest. It's one of the highest, it's probably the highest place in this area. It's the Continental Divide, dividing, the water goes down to the Amazon, and it's been claimed to be one of the purest forests in the world. This is where the water comes from. Para veremos la Mandango. Yeah. Aquí. Yeah. Or just take a taxi? Or no? Here's the view of Mandango. This is the first part of, this is the sacred mountain of Vilcabamba Valley. And this is the famed Valley of Longevity. The Incas used to come here for vacations because the place has sacred vibrations. And so there's a story that Atahualpa, the king of the Incas, came here and vacationed here, and supposedly he buried his treasure just on the other side of those hills in the Quinara Valley. Another shot of Mandango. This is the sacred valley of Vilcabamba. And hi, Mom. And now Vilcabamba is a beautiful town. It's growing very rapidly, and just a beautiful place to look at. Él puede ir más rápido.
Tenemos.
Wait. Pare. Quiero conectar.
Yeah.
Okay, now we've made it to downtown Vilcabamba. This is where all the gringo tourists, they sit and watch the world go by. Of course, then they take the San Pedro cactus, which is a hallucinogenic drug, and then they swim naked in the local river to the shock of the local Catholic highbrows. But it's a beautiful little park. The Central Park's a beautiful park. Everything grows here. It's always warm. It's always about 70 degrees. And it's just tranquilo. Total, the whole place is just like tranquilo. You know, sometimes there's problems with tourists, but so here we are. We made it to Tuminua. Thank God. Now this is the Pueblo Tuminua, and and now up there, what you're looking at is the Charalapa. This is Charalapa, the mountain Charalapa. That's the sacred mountain of this area. Mandango was the sacred mountain of Vilcabamba, and here's Charalapa. Well, a picture tells 1,000 words, so I'll just move away. And there's the kids, and if you turn around, take her if she wants to. Here comes my friend. Hola. Here. Hola. She's my friend. So, it's just a small town. And sometimes it's strange being a foreigner, but you know, they accepted me. So, okay. I'm gonna go get some milk now, some leche de chivo, over there. So. Okay. Okay, now we've arrived at the bridge. This is the bridge over the Piscobamba River, and you can see the nice scenery. This is the river. It looks kind of like the Jordan River Valley, and in the distance are the mountains, Charalapo, and the Valley of Piscobamba. This is the bridge that we cross over, and okay, now we've just walked up the path. It takes about 40 minutes to climb up here. And now we're looking out over the valley, and this is like the first place where you start to feel the winds, and the entrance to the Shambhala Valley and Candarguana. The creek Candarguana comes down and meets the Piscobamba. When I get to this point, walking along after being in the city for a long time, it's very refreshing, and just there's a feeling of serenity as you come, and you finally reach back home. Well, here we are, live and on stage from Shambhala. We have the old house. This is my old house where I first lived, and lived about a year here. This was in 93 to 94, and then I fell, but I repented and came back, and now I live much further up the creek. But this is the house. And over here we have the adobe house for visitors, and there's a canal that runs right through here. Papaya trees. This is the ciruela. This is a very nice tree of. It's like a tropical plum, and it'll be ripe in February, January. And up the road, just a few steps, is to Johnny's house. So now we're going to go up to Johnny's. Okay, now here we have the pathway up to Johnny's house. And there's a library. He has a complete library. All the esoteric books, spiritual books, and the books he's written. This is where he works and lives. He's been here about 13 years. And it's just very peaceful here. So, I don't know. Do you want to, well...
You better come here.
How you feeling? Okay, this is Johnny. So, we're filming now. So, well, no, I just wanted you to say, just say a few words about whatever you want to say, and to.
Oh, a speech.
Well, whatever you want to do. Like.
I wasn't prepared for a speech.
Well, let's see.
If you'd interview me, that would help.
what do you? Okay, well, I'm going back to the United States after 3 years, and what
Come
do you-
over here so I hear you.
You want to say anything to the people back home, and you want to say anything to the people in the United States? What would you say to them? If you wanted to. It's like,
What I would say is that after 2,000 years, we'll get to know what Jesus was teaching. Because the message of the gospel has been translated into languages with a biased presentation of what they thought Jesus said, but in reality the message should have been taken directly from Aramaic, which is the language of the apostles.
And you've so what we're going to do is publish the book when I go back to the United States. Publish it in English. Publish the book in English, and so we can clear up the problems of the
Yes, we have the first volume already translated in Spanish, and to people who read it, it is a great revelation, because the whole message of the Gospels is quite a different thing than it is now. Authors have come along and found errors here and there, but these are just touching. These just touch the poorness of the translation. But in reality, if it's translated from Aramaic, it gives a different teaching. This different teaching is essentially of the Essenes, rather than some political parties or interests, as it is presented with what the church has given us. The church wanted to use the Bible to rule the Eastern Mediterranean, and for that reason the Nazarene Essene gospel was suppressed.
So, well, I've read the Bible. I mean, I've read the Bible and your book, and I think the book is incredible. I mean, it's a good book, and that's why I'm going to publish it. And it explains everything. And what's most interesting to me is in Paradise, using the story of Paradise, where well, maybe you can talk about that more. But for me, man has the free will to go, both ways. The serpent can be either the what's it called, the demon, or it can be the good God, bad God, or the good God. But it all depends on doing God's will and understanding what that is, and then
Yes, John begins by referring to the Genesis because he always says in the beginning. It is gospel, and in his epistles he refers to Genesis as the real law that we should be following, and not all the man-made laws that Jesus and John were against. I lost my thought.
Okay. So, well, I lost my thought.
We should have had all this written out.
I know. Well, it's just like it's a home movie, really. It's not really a documentary, but let's see. So what's you want to talk about the diet and stuff, or I know we both just changed over to the raw diet, but there's still.
Oh yes, we have to get back to Eden to understand anything about diet and about what's taught in the Gospels. If we orient the Gospels to the original teaching, then we have no difficulty. It's when we take the pseudo laws of God that the Hebrews worked over that we come into difficulty understanding the teaching of Jesus.
Okay, and so, well, what's it like living here? Do you like? What's it like living here? The hermit life, because most people live, they're complete. They're always surrounded. They're living in the cities and stuff, and
yes, one has to get away from the cities to find oneself. If you're in the city, you always combating your environment and competition of commerce, and the whole thing is just so